We just stopped after this saying about the impermanent of the domestic animals, like sheep, goats, dogs. How many have died in the past, and how many are they still alive? And we are now experimenting, or really is how about the impermanent? Impermanent is really existent for everybody, or it's some specific, and impermanent for only the human, or only for the animals, or only for the sentient beings. It is not only the sentient beings impermanent, even though in an outer universal, inner is like all the inanimate things are also impermanent, changing process. And like this, also in the relatively, we are analyzed about the impermanent, but this is kind of the one part of the situation of in the relative reality, and also we are living in the relative reality. And of course, may we think we have body, speech, mind, and also we say, this is my country, my language, my belonging, and my people, and like a kind of this. And then is a reality is really how we can to see the mind, and also is how it is this reality. And every day we are working on talking, chatting, hearing, seeing, and seems are everything is looks like or seems substantially existence. And if we do not analyze and ordinary perspective, that is it is a truth. Everything is looks like truly existence, and without analysis and without to to investigate. But now really to be the serious and to check in the outer, our universal, how it is, and also why not, how it is comes, and also it is a universal, is abiding, and it looks like forever, but also it says finally is there's such destructions, and then it's like how it is. In the Buddha's teachings, say the relative things are the like illusory examples. Like relative reality, like a dream. Really, it's like it's difficult to say this and that. It is the truth. And this and that is substantially existence. And also it's like absolutely like dreams. And also its relative realities are the hallucination. And some is like has problems mentally. And then there is such hallucinations coming. But we check more, the hallucination is hallucination. There's not truly existence. And also its relative reality is the like kind of the mirage. And some is eyes problems, and the front there is some is like a kind of seeing. But actually there's nothing to see, but something is eye, according to the eye problems. And also relative realities are the like a kind of the mirage. There are something, but if you're more close, more approach, it's difficult to something to hold or to capture. And in this perspective, relative reality is like a mirage and a dream. And this is a truth or not truth. It is very important to analyze to ourselves, by ourselves, to check out. And of course, we're talking about how it is universal came, how it's abiding universal, how it destructions universal, how it's become emptiness. And also inner sentient beings, someone's born, someone's living, someone's dying, someone's in the intermediate state, and there's kind of flourish. And it's funny, if you do not analyze, in the front of your mind, everything looks like truly existence. But really to analyze, it's make funny. What I need to really to look at it, what I need to really to hear what I need to smell really. And this front of my faculties, 5 faculties, there is the 5 objects. But this object really truly existence? And do we have commonly something there's object? When we look at this camera, you see also this camera, I can to see this camera, everybody can to see this camera. And this camera is also hallucination. This camera is like a rainbow. This camera is like difficult to say is the truly existence. It's our commonly there is something is called the camera, but what I see the camera is not, you can't see it. It's a similarity. You see this camera is what you see, I can't see that. And maybe it's like 5 or 100 beings perceive this camera. Then this camera is showing the different perspective. And its camera itself hasn't got different perspective or the aspect. But the mind is received different. Why? How? Would you like to analyze? Would you like to searching? And it's exactly the same. The object, the appearances of the birth, old age, sickness, death. And these kind of appearances also is quite funny. How it is born, who is born, who make the birth, which kind of become old age, sickness, death. And these things is like kind of the magic illusion. very much illusory. In the confusions of the sentient being's perspective, yes, I'm born, now I'm old, now I'm sick, now I'm going to die. So this is what we call the great four suffering rivers. And this is like kind of for the confusion perspective of the mind. Now analyze the deep, certain profundity of the impermanent. Through this, maybe we need to discover the reality of the relative truth. And saying things, seeing things, hearing things, coming and the going. And where it's come from, we don't know. Can you say? Come from this and that. It's going. Where it is going, we don't know. And it's like the reality of the phenomenon's perspective. There's no coming, no going. Coming, going is only the word, exaggerations. But we need to find the really realities. It is not kind of the need to follow up the religious word, or to someone say it's like this, that, or you say like this and that, funny. Then it's not necessarily to follow. But what do you think? For me, it is really funny. It's absolutely when you say the dreams, it is truth. In my life, what I need to capture, what I captured on the past, what I need to collect it. I run after the things are almost at 55 years. Looks like, seems I need to capture something, to holding something. But now it's the calculation, statistic, I don't know. It's and the resuming of the life, what I did. I don't know what is in my hand, what is in my mind. And very funny, everything is like a dream, hallucination. It's gone. It is very much funny. And this funny situation of the relative realities, if you more approach, more too close, yes, looks like there is. I can to touch this table, I can to touch these things. But touching it, one is the like nanosecond. It's a transitariance of this object and even my hand. And how it is corresponding, it is the touchings. And when I think like this is so complicated. And why I need to analyze? Yes, you don't need to analyze. If you realize that your own relative realities, you don't need to really, it's honest. Sometimes we have this experience, mind us to say, it's like to do the positive things, to practice compassion, mind to say us, why I need. Okay, you don't need. You don't mind to say, yes, I need. If you need, mind say, yes, I don't need. Its mind is inconceivable. But in the relative reality, why we need to check this relative realities? Because for sake of mind, mind is searching, looking, chasing, and putting hope, sometimes fear. This is problem. Reality comes from the mind. In the relative, this no animals, the anonymous or the animate. No consciousness, no mind. Those like kind of things are, doesn't matter. Distort, impermanent, permanent, disappear, do not disappear. It doesn't matter. Like same as our body, speech, mind. Mind is to be in the body right now. And then as mind is holding, body is very sensitive. And to touching and something is my body is pain, my body is now is comfortable, blah, blah, blah. But when it's impermanent arrive, mind and body separated. Then we look at our bodies, absolutely awful. And like cannot to keep, even that is like deals at our families. Maybe this person, when we love very much one person, but this person is died or this person's passed away. Then after we look at this corpse, it's terrifying. It is a smelling, it is ugly, like kind of material, it's like kind of polluted. Even our own self to look at this is not really unpleasant. And therefore, maybe it's not problem for the body. No problem, the verb. Everything comes from problem is the mind. You know, and the mind is like, we don't give education. Do not take care of the mind. Then mind is crying. Mind is make the problems. Therefore, mind is our own mind. We cannot get rid of mind. And happy or not happy, this mind is our own. And also it's a wonderful things. And we make joke. These types couldn't get the mind. Poor. If someone's using, burning, okay, it's just things. But my body's got the mind. And I have mind. My mind is the extraordinary. Mind can enjoy it. And this body working with the mind, body can enjoy, body can to relax, body can to receive the different sensations, feelings. But tribal is no mind. How it can enjoy, how I can deserve sufferings. It's just nothing. But mind is like kind of the wonderful things. Mind can become of course, samsaric, but mind also become the superiors, extraordinary, and marvelous, holy, and enlightened beings. That is the mind. And in this perspective, mind needs to more analyze in the relative realities how it is. And this externally, I can see something. And day and night. During the day I see, I hear, I smell things. It's not same as during the night. When in the night, in the dreams, I can to see, I hear, there is such unrestricted phenomena in the dream world. And all those are that we can't to see during the day, where they're gone, how they are. And now in the morning when we wake up, and then we have also unrestricted appearances, different to see, hearing, sound, smelling. But those are we can to keep. There's nice smell. Would you like to keep? No. It is transitory, coming and going, disappeared. Where? We don't know. Exactly the form, different sound, different smells. Whatever we have appearances during the day, when we go to in the sleep, one moment, everything is disappeared. And it's not like necessarily day and night. 1 minute ago, whatever we perceived, whatever we saw, whatever we talk, whatever we like touch things, is now everything is gone. And this just moment, we call the like a cutting through present moment. And the cutting through of this moment of the sharp mind is fresh. It is reality. This is our really life. And this present moment, what we see things are not what we saw the before. But this one is not to stay there. It is also momentary. Everything's seeing something but disappeared. Where it is disappeared, do you know? Can you say something? Can you describe? And it's very funny. You want to analyze or you don't want to analyze. If you don't want to analyze, then this is okay. For example, it's like some different Buddhist countries and some teachers, masters, they're teaching to Dharma. Some ordinary people say, no, this is just monk, lama's object, you know. They need to study. This is not our like level, our responsibility. There is big problems. There is a big kind of gap. Yes, monks, nuns, lamas inside, there's enlightened, there's such realizations. Then ordinary peoples, they all the time say, yeah, could you help? Now it's not like these situations. We have our own, the nature of the reality. That is not different, the lamas, monks, nuns, Buddhas. Our own potential, all the sentient beings, transmigrations, nature, reality, absolutely the same. There's no differentiations. And in this perspective, why not? To analyze, we want to wake up, not from this confusion of the relative reality. And we don't want go under the impermanent in order to sufferings. Right now, to analyze, it is truth or not truth. Even the domestic animals, how much they shows to us the impermanent and the uncertainty, and it's the process of the death. According to that, we should to analyze the impermanent and the relative is confusions, uncertainty of the relative realities. That is the very, very important. And when you are thinking about that happens in all of these cases, you can see that nothing stays the same forever, never. And also of all the people who were alive more than 100 years ago, not a single one has escaped the death. It is a truth. And we are happy or not happy, to want to study or not study. Look in the 100 years ago until now. We can to look at those beings. Almost there's no single beings. And maybe there are some rare animals. Okay, 1,000, maybe they lived, but it's not very pleasant. And when we are suffering, life is more long life. When we are happy, it's more short life sometimes. Very strange. And like this is for the human beings very rare to stay over 100 years. Then it's like it doesn't matter, you stay over 100 years, but you never escaped from the death. already they went under the impermanent, disintegrate. They also scattered their own individual's element, lost. No one knows where they are, how they, and also it's like what they were. And this in perspectives, ourselves is very much, we are on the deluded situations. Would you like to wake up? Would you like to want to study? Of course, sometimes it's difficult to help. And there is a great masters called the Tertun Karmalimba. And his brothers died after he be in the intermediate state, Pardos. And he do not understand that he's on death. And he very much deluded, and he all the time in the Pardo of the coming. His mother is extraordinary Dakinis. Mother died when young. One day his mother came to in the Karmalimba. They called that you are a great master, Tertun, but you don't want to help your own brothers. And he says, Mom, it's what problems, my brother? You don't think about. You should to help. Because I want to go there to say, darling, my son, can you listen to me? You already dead. Said, Mom, shut up, go away. What are you talking? He never listened. She said, I cannot help. And then it's like, then the Karma is, okay, I can to help. And then it's during the dreams or something, and the Karmalimba and went. He has such ability to go into the intermediate state, Pardo. He's searching, but once there certainly he met his brothers. He's carry one piece of the firewood and candle singing and going. And Karmalimba says, brother, can you listen? Can we talk? And he's a little bit smiling and to say, what you need to talk to me? And he cannot to like stay. It's like someone, we have some human beings, like difficult to see, to talk properly. Like this is going around, and then he run away. And to chasing again and again, and suddenly he said, okay, I listened, but what do you need to talk to me? Hey, listen, you already died, died. And you are in the pardo of the becomings. And how? And then he taught how you died. And then he certainly to kind of relax. Yeah, this is now I'm in the pardos. Yes. And then it's Karmalimba's kind of the introduced what we need to like this. Then they both to kind of the searching rebirth again. You recognize in this intermediate state pardo, maybe you can go to next destination, same as the dreams. When we be in the dream, we have some such nightmare and dream, and difficult to wake up. Maybe in the sometimes you understood that this dream, this is the dream, I should to wake up. So you wake up, and dream disappeared, and you are reborn again, kind of like this. And like this, what am I saying is like sometimes very difficult to communicate and difficult ourselves really to study Dharma. And that is, of course, it's not only one or two persons. It's many people have their own each individual hindrance, obstacles, and have their own purpose. And it's like a kind of funny thing. So. And there is like in the YouTube making funny, one person's coming like this, watching the sun, and crush it on the pillar. And then it's behind there's one person, he's laughing. Ha, you are very funny. He's like a big ha laughing. He has fake hair and ears take away. And then there's another guy said, ha, you also have a fake. And then he's so much laughing, and he's like the kind of bending his body, and his trousers is and break, and he showed in the butt. On the behind, another like this is really we think others are like very funny, but also ourselves is like very much funny. And who can to each other to love? And it's impossible to. And it's like we think I'm doing good, but others are like what they're doing. Once is like a little bit I make joke, you know. It is I was in the area, and then this my neighborhood to say is and a little bit kind of sarcastic way. It is you are the foreigner. Now it is the Belgians like a lot of accepting the foreigner. It's not very comfortable. It's like this. This our country, my country is like, why you're coming to into my country? And I make joke, you know, Belgian government, I'm accepted. Now I'm a Belgic. It's also you think you are Belgic, but what do you mean? You brought the Belgic or who brought? It's Belgians not belong to you, not belong to me. Our country. You a little bit early you came to in these areas, then you think this is your country, and then this person says, why you say like this? Then why you say the foreigner? Like this kind of, we sometimes like each other is, this person doing very funny thing, but maybe ourselves also doing very funny. And it's like not very much doing intelligent way. In this case, if you laugh, if you really want to be serious, to searching something, why not? And for example, holiness to say, if you follow the Christians, if you follow the like any kind of spiritualities, first time you study, you can be serious to follow. If you don't believe any at all, at least you can to study the, you know, there is like secular ethics and human qualities. This is not really religious. It's a kind of secular, human qualities. It's a help to your family, help to your life. And there are something to searching. There is such positive things, and such also there's negative things. In the relative realities, it's a necessary. We say birth is the positive, death is the negative. So, of course, we need to learn the birth, but also we need to learn to the death, impermanent. Both to study, it's help to ours. It's a kind of the support. What does it matter if you're doing coffee? 5-10 minutes, post.